for my third vaccine as quickly as I can. What
We
happened?
we
Uh-oh.
are live, Charles. How are you?
I'm doing so great. Thank you very much. I just want to say hello to all my friends in Australia. It's a me, Mario. Woohoo! Mamma mia. You guys, you number one. Ha
Man, I'm never gonna get sick of that voice, man. Seriously.
ha. Thank you. Can you see me okay? I suddenly lost you. I don't
Oh
know
no,
where.
I can see you fine, brother. Okay, you can't see me?
Can't see you, can't see a darn thing.
Oh really?
Let's see. I don't know what happened there. Let's see if I move this way or that way. Hang on one second. I'll try my tech support.
It's a me, Mario. Oh, I like that.
That's so funny because I don't know what happened. Just all of a sudden, you completely disappeared.
Really?
Yeah, you can see me though,
I
but
can.
I can't see you. I don't know if I
Let
touched
me
something and
let me stop my video and go back. Hold on.
okay, okay.
What about now?
No, I don't see a thing.
Oh
Oh, this
really?
is so weird. Can I just, what if I just try again? Because all of a sudden it just completely
Yeah,
disappeared.
please
Oh, hang
do.
on. There you are. You're
Oh,
back.
I'm back.
I'm back. Thank you. Thanks to my technical person who saved me yet again. I'm sorry. Grandpa just had a little senior moment there. Oh, for heaven's sakes. You
Oh,
think you think that just because you've used a computer for 30 years that you know how to do it. But I can do crossword puzzles apparently, and that's about it. And even then, not very well. So hello,
how?
everybody. It's
Uh,
me, Mario, and Luigi too. Luigi number one. Ho ho. And Wario, have a rotten day. Yahoo. And Luigi, everybody cheat with me.
you
Hi.
can't make me laugh, man. This early in the interview.
I have to tell you, I
Uh,
miss Australia. I can't wait till this COVID thing
uh,
is far enough behind us to get me back again. We did Oz Comic Con a few years ago. It was so much fun being in Sydney and Brisbane, and went to Adelaide. I've been to so many just little tiny places, but I don't know Australia at all, except that I know that my hosts and the Australian people are so fantastic, and Mario fans in Australia are number one. Really, so much fun.
thank you, man. Yeah, we are. It's a tough one because we're still locked down over here in the most
Yeah,
part, and all the Comic Cons are sort of getting pushed back and cancelled, and you know what
yeah.
it's like. It's similar over there, isn't it?
Yeah, things are starting to pick up again, but of course there's that balance. There's the number of cases on the upswing. There are people here who don't want to get vaccinated. To me, I'm not political about it. I'm scientific about it. It's like I want to live.
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
my wishes are completely selfish. I wish to be alive. Thank you very much. And I got my vaccines back in February, first week of March, and I feel so much safer. But I'm still, everywhere I go, I'm still, the mask on, and
Yeah.
but we are starting to meet people. I'm going to Boston Fan Expo this week. I just did DC Awesome Con, and it's just wonderful. People are so happy to feel that sense of freedom. And of
Yeah.
course,
So
we're
you
being
have done a
safe. We have
con
plastic
recently.
shield.
You have done a con
Yeah,
recently. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because
really great. Yeah, Washington D.C. and Orlando. We were just in Orlando at the MegaCon there, and it's fantastic. People feel so happy to be free. So my thing is, everybody get vaccinated. Everybody wear masks. Let's get rid of this virus so we can start having fun again and just living our lives.
do you find that you're cheering people up because you're such a positive, energetic guy, and your characters are so fun and beloved? Like, do you find yourself?
I am the luckiest guy in the world because I love these characters so much. And Mario is my favorite person in the world, the person I try to be more like. I'm much more Luigi, Mamma mia, little terrified of everything. But I didn't, and I was the second brother. So I'm also taller than my brother and I run faster. You have to do that as a second born because the firstborn is a very fast runner to begin with. So But my brother was always the type, he wants to go outside. He just walks straight through a door, whether it's open or not, and I'm like, I don't know if we can go out. I don't think we can go. It's sunny outside. I don't ask me why, but I've always been more of a Luigi, but I always aspire to have that certain level of courageousness, but it's also that character himself. Full of love and joy and happiness. So when I go into the world, I really feel that essence of that character. And meeting Mario fans are the nicest people in the world. They are happy. They're happy to be alive. They're happy to be seeing me, seeing the posters and, doing the autographs or the photographs and that sort of thing. And it's so silly what I've been doing. I don't have one here, but I've been, because I'm wearing this for a photo op. It's like, oh yeah, believe me, that's Charles Martinet. Really, really, and here we are, So I've been painting like Mario's nose and a mustache there, just so you get it. And the fact that I'm a terrible artist doesn't seem to deter people. People are excited. People are happy, and that makes me happy and excited too.
That's amazing, man. Isn't it crazy that this character has been around for so long, and it's almost like this character of Mario is so well known that it's up there with like Batman, Superman. I don't know a single person that doesn't know who Mario is.
Yeah, well, it's interesting on a sort of metaphysical level. It's almost like an archetype, isn't it? The good soul, the everyman who falls in love with a princess and dedicates his loyal, trustworthy, good-souled life to rescuing her. It is an archetypal sort of story, like Star Wars is, like Batman is, and Mario is a superhero, but he's also an everyman. He's the guy that is the best part of me.
And do you just feel blessed playing the character for so long? Like, you're in the Guinness World Records as you've played the character the most, more than any other person in the world. That's right.
Yeah,
in terms of video game characters.
That was 3 years and more than 15 games ago. So
you've increased your lead since then.
Yeah, I'm still going, climbing up the ladder, and the barrels are coming down, the barrels of old age, but I feel great. I feel like I can keep voice acting for the next 30 years, as long as I have it, as long as I'm still able to do it, I'm still 100% on go,
So can I ask, how does the process work these days? Do you go in? Do you do it from home? Do they reuse any older lines? Like, how does it work?
I actually have the most amazing thing, is that we do have some studios that I can work out of, which is fantastic, And I also have my Under the Bed Covers production company, which is, in the old days, I had to carry around a computer with a special audio card in it and an external box to digitize the sound, and a Sennheiser 416 $2,000 microphone with a microphone stand and a preamp. And, I was like loaded down walking through the airport like this so I could do a sound file. Now I have my iPhone. I plug in my microphone and a $10 piece of software, Twisted Wave. And all of a sudden I'm doing broadcast quality recording. Wow. So it's fantastic. Technology has come so far. And, I've been doing this character now for 30 years. 30 years. You ask what that feels like. Makes me so joyful and so happy. Nintendo's been so loyal to me and helped me by giving me more joy and more gifts and more characters. And how I feel about it is grateful every single day, And it's what I wish for everyone in the world. And, is that you find out what it is that you love to do in life, that you follow your heart and whatever that means to you. And I know that was told to me by a beautiful old crone when I was 28 years old, and I had no idea what she meant, but I've pursued that way my whole life since then. Follow your heart, she said, seek your destiny, seek your truth, your passions, your joy, build your own dream. Because that's what you deserve. And that's the promise of life, is that you can build your own dream in happiness, in joy, And I don't mean it like a preacher. I just mean the practicality. What's your focus in life? Is it joy? Is it happiness? Is it loving? Is it giving? Is it finding what really gives you joy and doing that? Because if it is, you're going to find it. You may say, I'm going to be the voice actor for Mario. I certainly didn't. I said, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy, and that's what I worked towards. And things just fell into my world. I happened to fall in love with acting, but when I initially started, I was the most shy person I had ever met in my life. I could hide in a room of two people. You would not know I was there. I was like that little plant behind you over there. It's just like, what's that? Oh, it's a plant, So, but things change, and I sort of bounced from one thing to the next, accidentally becoming a real actor, accidentally becoming a voice actor, accidentally becoming a trade show actor, and then one day crashing an audition, going there and landing the job of a lifetime.
That story is
most
amazing, man.
Marvelous characters ever. And then, going around and doing Comic Cons, getting to meet the nicest people in the world who now 3 or 4 generations say to me things like, gosh, I used to play with my grandparents when I was a kid. Now I'm playing with my kids, and you realize that the joy, the fun, the innocence, the laughter, the great music, the great graphics has lasted for 30 years because the integrity of the very first Mario game and the most recent Mario game and all those games of that series, you will never forget or never go, wait a minute, was that a Mario game? Oh no, you absolutely know. As soon as you hear
it's
the
still
music,
got the heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got the heart, and that is to me because Nintendo has a passion for games. And I don't mean that as a sales pitch, but everybody I've ever met there loves video games. Mm-hmm. Everybody plays. You go into the office and they all have the characters on their desks, or, a certain thing that means something to them. And it's all video game. It's all this great joy that they found in their lives, and that passion leads to great things. When you're doing something you passionately love, getting back to that, doing what you love to do, it brings out the best in you. And I think that's the way it works, I've heard, I don't know for sure, that Galaxy 2 exists because the engineers and the graphic artists and everybody was having so much fun with the different gravity levels and different planets and the different, this and that they kept on producing things after the game had launched. And Mr. Miyamoto said, if we're having this much fun, let's do a sequel right now. Let's just bring it. And, and that's, for some people, that's their favorite game ever, was Galaxy 2.
It's up there for me in terms of Mario, I have to say. Odyssey as well. They're all good games. That's the problem. There's not many bad ones. They're all good.
I know, right? To me, it's like when I first saw Mario 64, I was like, wow! It's just so amazing. And then, seeing, oh, God, Luigi's Mansion, that character branching out and seeing Super Mario Bros. Wii, that was so cute. And then Super Mario 3D World, every time it's such and the first time I ever went to Australia, I can tell you this story. The wonderful director there, David Yarnton, who was the director of Nintendo Australia, called me up and said, hi, Mike, I want you to come on down here. I said, what? That's my worst Australian. Sorry about that. I apologize.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
I apologize. He said, and I was like, you mean really, like, go to Australia? Yeah, he wants you to come down here, what it costs and bring you down. And I'm like, you're kidding me. And so there I was on an airplane, and I get to Australia, and this was so fun. He takes us out on his family boat, and he's taking great care of us. We had 70 interviews lined up. And I did a couple on the way from the airport. And I'm like, we're in this gorgeous hotel on the harbor. My room has a balcony overlooking this gorgeous Sydney harbor. I'm like, This is Parrot. This is Parrot. What's wrong with my throat? This is Parrot. And I started losing my voice. And I'll tell you, I'm still great friends with David because he was one of the nicest people. He's like, no, you sound all right. You sound all right. You're sounding better all the time. And I was going, no, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. And I had 70 interviews lined up, and I lost my voice completely. And it was like the most horrific thing because he had arranged, the Australian football final where Mario would come up on the big screen. And, all these events and media. We had media coming into my hotel room. We had the whole place decorated as Mario Sunshine, and the reporters could play. And I have no voice. And it's like, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? Luckily, I had planned a 2-week vacation after the show, after the PR thing. So they said, listen, do you mind moving everything back a week? So they moved everything back a week. So I got my voice back and ended up doing all the interviews. But it was the most sensationally horrific thing in the world. And
Sensationally horrific. I love that.
Oh, it's the only time I've ever lost my voice. It's, of course, it's the actor's worst nightmare to lose your voice. And yet there was this one man who's like, don't worry, Mike, you'll be all right. You sound better every minute. Don't worry.
And he was an Aussie. Yeah.
That's an Aussie. That's the heart of Australia to me, is the can do. Don't worry. We'll get through it. We'll do it. And we did, and then bless him. He's just, he and his whole family are this wonderful, positive, loving, group of people that are dear friends for life.
That's fantastic. I'm glad you love Australia, man. It's a great place. I love it too.
It's so great. I mean, mind you, some of the insects scare me a little bit. The thing that gets me, it is what gets me, is I love walking on the beach, right? And you have a clam there that shoots it. If you step on it, it shoots a dart into your foot. I'm like, who thinks of that? Who thinks? Oh, I know. There's a cute, adorable clam. Everybody, and of course for me, clams and oysters on the half shell, are two of my favorite foods in the whole wide world. I was in, I think it was in Adelaide, where I went to this Greek restaurant because it said they have the greatest oysters. And I met a guy there who was like 70 years old. He had been shucking oysters and was the world champion oyster shucker for decades in a row. And they had the most amazing oysters on the half shell.
Wow.
Once I found him, I went to dinner there every single night.
You got to be careful because you'll just keep eating them and you'll be 30 down.
Yes, I do. I won't even embarrass myself to tell you that when I first started doing shows and feeling like, oh boy, this is really fun. I was in New Orleans and I believe I sat down at the little oyster bar that had been there for 100,000 years. And I said, oh, I'll take a dozen of those. I believe I had 12 dozen. That's a lot of oysters.
I wouldn't put it past you. I've done the same. No, it's easy to do, isn't it?
Oh, they're just so good. And those are Gulf oysters. When you have those ones, and it's just, I think that this guy's from two bays down from Adelaide. That's where he gets his oysters from. They are rich, deep, briny, thick. Oh my gosh, they're just the greatest. Nobody has better oysters than that.
You were making me jealous, though, as I was looking through your Instagram and you're going to these incredible places like Kuwait. I think you went to Dubai, or all over the shop you're going. And I'm thinking, I wish I could go to some of these places at the moment.
I know. And
you're having so much fun as well.
It really is. And Mario fans are the greatest everywhere in the world. I'm a Mario fan. Everybody's a Mario fan. And to meet people is just so adorable. Yeah, we were in Kuwait 2 years ago. They had the most wonderful hosts there for their Comic-Con, and in the end, the father gave me the entire outfit. I can't remember what it's called, and somebody took off their headdress from Saudi Arabia and gave me the headdress part of it to complete it. Just the most generous, kind, loving, wonderful people. The hospitality, like you just will never believe it. Just amazing.
How much?
And here's what I've learned in all my travels. People are magnificent. They are just magnificent. Governments, maybe not so much. Politics, maybe not so much. But the human heart is just absolutely divine, absolutely wonderful. And people are truly good.
But don't you feel like the Nintendo fans are a different breed? There's just something about them?
Yes, I do.
You agree?
Yeah. I think Mario touches everybody's heart, but he touches the child in us all. That the joy, the happiness, there is no tragedy in Mario. There's only like, here we go. Mamma mia. That's as tragic as things get. Then it's like, it's amazing. I do the Mario in real time thing, and it was a marvelous thing. Hidden camera, hidden microphone. So if you're looking, you can see Mario, but I can see and hear you. So I might have just talk to everybody. Hello there, how you doing? You know, oh, you got earphones on. Who are you listening to? You know, and it's just marvelous because people just suspend all disbelief and start talking to Mario as though, well, of course I play you in the video game, so of course you're talking to me now. So let me ask you a couple of questions. And they would just sort of interview me. And you know, children are so cute. You know, they'll do things like, can I talk to your brother Luigi? Oh, I can't. I think I could try to get him, but I think he's in this kitchen making spaghetti meatballs. Besides, he's too shy. Hey, Luigi. Yeah, what do you want? Come out and say hello. I'm in the kitchen making spaghetti meatballs. Besides, I'm too shy. Oh, he says he's in the kitchen making spaghetti meatballs. Besides, he's too shy. You know, and so they just suspend disbelief and they just ask questions. And this little boy, about 4 years old, said, hey, Mario, when you die, do you see God? And I said, well, what happens is I go, wah! And then if it's the end of the third life, I push start again because I didn't know what to say. But these beautiful, open heart, beautiful soul, people are so good. Maybe it's only Mario fans that are good. I don't know. But everybody I meet in the world is just really has the capacity of being absolutely magnificent.
Do you ever get sick of doing the voice at all? Like, do you ever have those days, or is it just always a joy?
Absolutely. It's always a joy. It's always a pleasure. It's always a thrill. You know, it's like when you realize this beautiful gift that if I say, Mamma mia, you number one, the person smiles. And to be able to give a smile to somebody and make their little day just a little tiny bit better by something that takes no effort at all for me, that is on the contrary quite fun for me, it's the greatest gift I've ever been given. And I'm grateful absolutely every day of my life. It's like, wow, have I been given a gift and blessed with this marvelous joy.
Now, you probably remember a video that you did. It's on YouTube now. It's called It's a Me Mario. It's got 37 million views. This video has now.
Wow.
And some of the comments, I just wanted to read them out to you. Some of the comments. God bless this man. Simply incredible. He's not a voice actor. He's my childhood. He's not the voice actor of Mario. Mario's the voice actor of him. This man must be protected at all costs. You're telling me if Charles was 10 minutes late to the audition, we'd have a different Mario? Now, is that true? Would you be, if you were 10 minutes late, that could have turned the time?
10 seconds later.
Oh, my goodness.
I was on the beach doing what actors do, waiting for my pager to go off. This is 30 years ago. We didn't have cell phones. They had big bricks for cell phones back then. But I was always state of the art. I had a small pager because a lot of them were like this, you know. And
so you were tech savvy.
You go to a theater and the doctors were beep, 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 beep. You know, you go to the opera, you go to beep, 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 beep. You know, so I had this thing and it's on vibrate. And it's, you know, of course, the batteries are still strong enough. And it goes, I'm like, and I look and I go, oh, it's my friend. I should definitely call him up because I'm sure this means dinner. So I'm going to leave the beach and go to dinner. So I leave the beach. I get the payphone, stick in my quarters, call my friend. He goes, hey, how you doing? He goes, you got to go crash this audition. I said, are you kidding me? I'm a professional actor. I would never crash an audition. Where should I go? And I have no idea why, but I left the beach, you know, brushed off the sand, got in the car, somehow found a parking space in downtown San Francisco where almost everywhere it's, you know, tow-away zone from 4 to 6 p.m. It's about 5:30 or 5 o'clock when I get to the place, find a parking space, and I'm walking in the door and the door opens up and it's the producer and the cameraman. And I recognize the Sony camera bag. That's why I said, oh, hi, I'm sorry, can I please read for this? And I don't know why that popped into my brain, but I mean, literally it was like, all right, come on inside. The bar was just next door. I just want to add that little footnote. The bar was just like a door or two down. Yeah. And that's where they were heading, right? It was Cosmo time.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, and they're like, they turn around and goes, okay, so you're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn called Mario for this company called Nintendo. It's a video game character. So they're creating a real-time animation system. I don't know how it's going to work. You're going to like glue things to your face. And when you move and you talk, that's going to make the cartoon character move and talk. And we'll have a hidden camera, hidden microphone. So you'll hear and see the audience, but they'll just see the cartoon character. And listen, we have no idea if this is going to work or not. But I'm not going to hire you to drink coffee all day. So make up a voice, make up a video game. I don't care. Make up anything you want, and just be in this character and talk. And when you run out of things to say, that'll be your audition. And so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, so all day long, gonna talk. Okay. So this is me. This is what I believe acting is it's a dog chasing a stick on the beach, that is exactly what I do in the process. Like, oh boy, a stick. And I do my thinking beforehand, because once the stick gets out of the bag and starts throwing it, all I want to do is get the stick and bring it back and throw it again. So I'm sitting there thinking, Italian plumber from Brooklyn, hey, get out of my face. I'm working here. What do you want? I'm under your sink. Don't bother me. And I'm thinking, okay, what if they're kids? I don't want to be scaring kids. And my goodness, I don't want to do that negative sort of like, hey, get out of here all day long. I want to make people happy. My first rule of comedy is never be hurtful. Always make the comedy come back on you. So I'm like, okay. So I had played Gremio in Taming of the Shrew, gosh, in a theater production. Yeah, nice Italian guy, talk like this. Senor Via Petruccio. I thought, well, that's great. I'll do that voice, but I'll make him younger, and then I'll just make a video. Now, I knew from video games, I had played asteroids, duck, where you had your bullet had to leave the screen before you could shoot the next one as the rock is coming in to crush your little spaceship. I had played Space Invaders, and I was always horrified because I always lost, and again, it's like, and they're going, I'm like, every time I'm playing this game and losing every game. I played Tank on an Atari, lost every single time. So I don't know anything about video games, or I also wacka. I said, but I like food, so I'll just make stuff about food, And I'm sitting there thinking, well, what am I going to make about food? Action. Hello, I'm a Mario. Let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some sausage. I get some spaghetti. We put the spaghetti and the sausage in the pizza, and then I chase with the pizza. And if I catch you with the pizza, you got to eat the pizza. And then you're going to make a pizza and chase me with the pizza. And, I expected him to say, okay, thanks a lot. We'll see you later.
What's their reaction?
Stop.
What's their face look like? Are they happy? Are they stunned? Are they, you can't tell?
I don't know, because I'm looking in the camera. I'm looking at the camera the whole time. I imagine, I remember they were very still. And I just kept on. And then we're going to make a tagliatelle. And I'm going to chase you with tagliatelle. And then we're going to make a lasagna. I chase you down the hill with a lasagna pan. If I catch you, you're going to chase me down the hill with a lasagna pan. Then we're going to ride together in a lasagna pan. And then I started making up pasta because I ran out of, how many tortellini. Then we're going to make a tazzolatello pasta. Pizza grita pasta. And then we're going to make a pizza ricotta. And I just kept going and going. And I'm having such a fun time being absolutely ridiculous, and I went until I heard, stop talking, cut, there's no more tape. Thank you, we'll be in touch. I had talked until the tape ran out. And I thought, well, that means, we'll be in touch means there's the door, we'll see you later. But of course, I left, went back to the beach, saw the sunset, had dinner with my friend, and he gets on the phone, he calls Nintendo, he says, I found our Mario, I got him. And that was the only
the same day.
Same day, only tape that he sent.
Wow.
Calls me up, goes, who do you have that can, work when you're not working? If you want to take a break, who can we put in there? I call a friend of mine. Hey, Steve, you want to go and want to do a show in Las Vegas? You just said, can you imitate me? Go, hello, it's me, Mario. He goes, hello, it's me, Mario. I said, perfect. And we went. I introduced him to the guys there, and they said, perfect, come on. And the next thing, we were in South Pasadena, California, getting masks fit to our face and having these contacts glued to our face. So when I talk, I say, hello. And Mario's voice would go, hello. It was just absolutely miraculous.
Wow.
And I'm still doing that 30 years later, except now it's on a Macintosh computer. It tracks the sound of my voice. So, if you say, ooh, every mouth goes, ooh, ah, e, so it tracks that and does that in real time. We used to have computers bigger than your desk with dry ice, the frozen nitrogen on top of them, because it was crunching so many numbers that the heat, these
to keep it cool,
computers would overheat. Yeah. So I mean, it's just what a miracle. And it's, like this technology
So
just makes it better.
when did you? What year was it that you knew that this was a big deal? This game. At what point did the tables turn?
I had such a good time doing the first CES, and it was a one-off. It was supposed to be only once, and then it was like, "Thank you very much. Have a nice life." And I had so much fun that we just had so much fun that they said, "All right, all right, all right, come back for another one." And then after that one, we went out afterwards. I was joking, I was playing and making everybody laugh, and then everybody was just having a great time. We got along terrific together. It was so much fun doing these shows. People were so surprised to have Mario talking with them. Back then it was a floating head, and I could put you on screen and then put Mario's head instead of yours. And then I would say something and you would move your arms around, or I could put a football game on and be the football or the quarterback or the announcer. There were just so many silly things we were doing. And it just went into one, into another. And then the marketing department said, "Well, here, let's send this around America." So I did that. And I'll tell you, when I realized that I was recognizable as part of it, because I still thought, I'm just doing this character voice. I'm having so much fun. I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I was at the Consumer Electronics Show or E3 or something, and I'm walking between, after the gig, and walking for lunch, and someone said, "Excuse me, are you Charles Martinet?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." "How did you know?" He says, "You're the guy that does Mario's voice." I said, "Yes, I am." He goes, "Would you autograph something for me?" And I said, "Well, sure, but I'm sorry. I don't have a piece of paper. I don't have a pen, but we can find one." He goes, "That's okay. I have something." And he pulls out a Sharpie and pulls out about 3 or 4 games. He says, "Would you just autograph these for me?" And I'm like, "Sure." And I'm like, I've never autographed anything in my life except signed a few bad checks. So what do I know? And I'm like, "How do you autograph this?" And I said, like, "Woohoo, Mario, Charles Martinet," because Mario comes first always. And I signed that and I gave it to him. I looked up and there were like 10 people standing behind him. And I'm like, why are they standing there? And the security guard brings a table and a chair for me. And I just sat there autographing in absolute, like, what is going on? What is going on? It was just the beginning. And this was, 20 years ago or so.
Wow. And I guess the emergence of social media and that sort of thing has even made it even, I'm guessing you get more recognized a lot now.
Yeah, I get recognized in person at airports, at restaurants and things like that. And that's always a joyful experience. People are so kind. But, I had no idea the incredible phenomenon, except I also love the games. I can always find out the princess is not in this castle and not much more than that. But I love playing the games. I love the music. I love the graphics, the dynamics. The first time I saw Cappy, I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be a magical game. And I was right. It is. It's like consistently, they amaze me. They absolutely amaze me. And I tell you, back to Australia for a second.
Oh, please.
When I first played Mario, the first time I played, there was Duck Hunt and Super Mario, and they sent me a unit, and I'm like, oh boy, I got a unit. I'm going to play. And it's like 5 o'clock in the evening, and I start playing. And around 5 o'clock in the morning, I was playing Duck Hunt. I said 5 o'clock in the morning. I thought, I really should get to sleep now. I closed my eyes and I could still see the duck going quack, 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 and the dog, and I'm like, ah. Yeah. And then, of course, with Mario, it's like you had 3 lives and then you had to start over at the beginning, Yeah. So there I am in Australia with the GameCube and this incredible game, Sunshine, and all the reporters are coming into my room to play. And they had invented this thing called the memory wand. And so I had that memory wand because we were showing that too in the interviews. And I would stick it in there. And as soon as the reporters would finish playing, we'd do the interview and they were about to leave before the next guy came back in. I would push save. So the next reporter had a little harder job and a little harder and a little harder. But for the first time, I got to get beyond my capacity in a game, and it was fantastic.
Bit of a cheating, man.
Yeah, definitely. I am definitely a cheater. But I'll tell you, I was in London for the launch of a Mario Maker, and that was just incredible. Like this club of people in a pub. Everybody has to make a Mario level that's really hard to get through, and but they have to be able to get through it in order to be the best. And this guy won, and there are like 30 people, and they would give 3 tries to get past the end. It took 6 people to get past the first obstacle, and this guy did it all. And it took another, hand the controller down. It took 3 more people to get past the second obstacle. But as soon as people learned how to get through one, they could get through that, get the second one, and then the third one. It was like, and nobody ever got all the way through except the guy that created it. I thought, oh my goodness, there's just no end to the possibility of the challenges in a Mario game.
Mario Maker's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh,
that's one of the.
If I had to get past, because the first thing was like this sideways things, fire things on the wall going like this, and I realized this was probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. If I had to get past that first obstacle in order to get home, I'd still be at the pub.
Yeah, I'm probably the same, mate. Don't you worry.
Well, what fun! I mean, and what a fun legacy for everybody. There's what do you do for a living? We try to make people smile. We try to make people have fun. We dedicate ourselves to have people having a great time. I think that's just great. That's what everybody should do in life.
It's amazing, mate. I've got a few people here that want to reach out to you in the live chat.
Oh, sure.
Squad Up here says, "Thank you, Charles, for making my childhood happen."
Oh, bless you. Thank you. It's it's such a pleasure, and I tell you, it's an incredible honor to be held in that way. That I helped make your childhood even better. So thank you very much. Thank you.
JB here says, "Can you do an impression of Bowser, Charles?"
I'm terrible at doing that. I can go. Rrr. I can do. What brings you to the throat of the world? I can do Paarthurnax, but Bowser. Rrr. I can't do it. You have to go talk to Kenny about that one because he's such a good Bowser.
Oh, I forgot you were in Skyrim. I can't believe
that.
How did you get that? How'd you get that gig?
That was back in the day when I still had all those microphones and everything, and I was trying to adapt into a phone, and I tried it, and the audition wouldn't work at all. So I went on to GarageBand and did it, and I only had one shot at it because I didn't know how to use GarageBand. So I had one shot, sent it to my agent down in LA. Got a phone call. Hey, are you available this week? And it happened to be the week before E3 in LA. I'm like, touchdown! I'll be there. And I went there and just had a wonderful time in the session. That was a really funny session too, because everything was like on a TV monitor instead of a script, and when I'm on a script, I can go, oh, cheating, improv, I can put the phonetics on how to pronounce something because they invented a whole language called Dragon Speak, Glaflorganac, and what's a Glaflorganac? That's a blah, 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 blah. So I'd, and then get to the Glaflorganac. Charles, I think it's a Glaflorganac, but it says knack. No, it's nook. Knack, nook. Okay, good. So then we get to the Glaflorganac. Hang on a second. We're going to call the writers. They'd call the writers. I know it's not a Glaflorganac or a Glaflorganook. It's a Glaflorganic. And then I'd have all 3 of those in my little brain. And, you're trying to scan ahead. And, of course, it's the last word on the page before the next page. So, there's like, I got to get there. Then I got to do a little caesura pause and then get ready for the next page. And, of course, blah, 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 they get frog, But they were great. Bethesda was terrific to work with. Wonderful people. I'm just in D.C., somebody had made a couple of the helmets.
Out
of plastic, their own hands. This is the thing about Comic-Cons. The cosplay is like one of the most delightful.
Hasn't it evolved over the years? How good is it now?
It's fantastic. People are so creative. These guys were there. There was like a 2 women as Mario and Luigi that were absolutely adorable. There were whole families of Mario, with the mom as the princess, the daughter is Daisy,
That's
the little baby is Toad. It's like, it's so adorable, and cosplay is a serious business. These guys take it very seriously because these competitions are for the ages.
Oh, yeah. And some of them make a living out of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
April here says, I think Mario is very special and very amazing, just like you, Charles.
Thank you, April. Thank you. That's very kind. He really is, and I aspire to be more like him every day.
Is Mario inspired by Popeye, Charles? Do you
Oh,
think?
that's a great question. Actually, Mario was inspired by my Gremio for the voice itself on Gremio and Taming of the Shrew that I had played, where Petruchio was a 1940. It was 1947. Petruchio was an American veteran going to Italy to find a bride, and I was the bride's father. But I can tell you that the inspiration for how 5 years of improv before I did Mario 64, and the wonderful opportunity a year after starting to do Mario Teaches Typing. And I went in there and I saw Mario Teaches Typing, you trying to teach you how to type, oh, that wasn't very good. That was a fail. Try again. That was no good, And I said, can I just change this a little bit? Because I'm trying to be very optimistic because there are kids out there. Oh, sure, go ahead. And that was the best direction I've ever had. Sure, go ahead. Because my principle is always be kind, in my performance, always. And any villainy, it has to come back on the person, on the person. Never should be at the expense of the watcher. And so I thought, well, what if Mario's not a character who says no, and that's bad, or that wasn't good enough, or you failed? What if I said instead, that was great, oh, that was great. And I know you can do even better. Let's try again. That doing that transformed me into understanding the heart of the character. And I've held that with me ever since.
That's amazing, man.
It's a great play.
I could listen to you all day. By the way, Charles,
Thank you.
I'm loving this. I want to ask you as well. Do you still get voice direction to this day, or how does that work? Or do they let you go free a little bit more these days?
Oh, well, they've always let me have freedom. I have a principle when I'm acting is always do the script exactly as written the first time, and then take it farther, and then farther, and then farther, and then take it farther with more improv, more silliness, more pitch, more variety, more just let the dog off the leash 100%.
Yeah.
And I do that until they say, stop talking. There's no more tape, because that gives them a variety of options that they can choose from or splice together. And I think that, always the writing is impeccable. Geez, the scripts that I've done, they're just so true to the character. It's magnificent. And then I have, with my life experience with them, the freedom to then explore just a little bit more silliness, a little bit more crazy,
Yeah. Mushy Jack, have you ever been to Super Nintendo World in Japan, Charles?
I have not yet been to Super Nintendo World in Japan. I can hardly wait to go to Super Nintendo World in Japan. I just can hardly wait. I was hoping to go before the Olympics, and I was hoping to go for the Olympics, and then I was hoping to go just after the Olympics. But, the things have been really rough and a bumpy road. So as soon as I can, I'll be there for sure.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I've never been to Japan.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'd love to go to Japan. I've never been.
You will love it. It's the most amazing country. People are so incredibly kind and thoughtful and really, really caring, and it's just marvelous.
Ari, what a beautiful soul Charles is.
Oh,
Dan Allen, please tell Charles I've been watching him for years, and please send my regards from Canada. Also, does he speak Italian? His accent is awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, that's so kind. Thank you very much. Grazie mille. Io parlo un po' italiano, ma non perfettamente. I speak some Italian, and it's funny because I speak Spanish and French, and so when I get lost, I just invent words in French or Spanish and put an Italian accent to it. And about 10 years ago, when I just started this process, I was talking Italian to this guy in a restaurant in Germany, and he said, I don't know what you're saying exactly, but you say it very well.
That's fantastic.
And since then, I've been studying Duolingo, so I understand better and speak better. But pretty much, basically, I'm still faking everything on that.
That's fantastic. How much memorabilia do you have, Charles, these days? You must have a lot.
That is such a lovely question. I used to have a tremendous amount, but I lived in a little beautiful pink house in Sausalito, built in 1879 for Frederick Schiller's family. And I had all my memorabilia there. And my landlord had said, well, when I pass away, you have first option to buy the house. I had even had the letter that was signed, and unfortunately that wasn't in the will per se. And so 2 days before Christmas, I got a notice to evict in 60 days. And at the time, I thought, well, I'll just move everything to another place. But the rents had gone up. And for me to find another place meant paying double for something that was nowhere near as nice, that didn't have the, coffered ceilings and the hand carved doorways. And so I thought, what would it be like to live out of a suitcase? And I was spending more and more time traveling around. I was seeing somebody, from another country. And I thought, okay, give everything away, sell everything, and live out of a suitcase. So I did that for 5 years. And that was a marvelous adventure because, we all become so attached to the things that we have in life. And for me, it was like, I cannot get attached to something because if I do and buy it, I have to throw something out because I got to carry it.
Wow.
So I lived out of a suitcase, and it was a great thing because I met a very wealthy man who was a developer. And, this was about 15 years before when I was doing AIDS rides. We did AIDS rides together to raise money for AIDS charities. He was very wealthy, had built himself this gorgeous home in the hills. And from his infinity pool, which I had never really experienced before, his massive house, you could see nothing but forests and the ocean. And it was like, oh my goodness. And he said, I was just drooling on his house, saying how marvelous it was. Just, I aspire to live out of a suitcase one day when I die. And I thought, okay, what does that mean? And I didn't understand until I was living out of a suitcase. There's a certain level of freedom that you have. You don't have a home, you don't have an anchor. But I was really lucky because I have really wonderful friends that would take me under their wing, and they would say, okay, come on, come and stay with us for a while. And then I'd, be off and visiting my sweetheart.
How long ago was this?
This was until about 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, we moved in together, and the rest is history.
Wow. That's amazing. So how long did you actually do that for? A while?
About 5 years.
Wow.
About
I couldn't imagine doing that.
I thought it was 7 as I try to go reconstruct the history, how, in your memory, it's never quite the truth, but it's always what you've been. Like for me, when I used to talk about, I got a phone call on the beach and it was my friend saying, go crash an audition. And then I realized I didn't have a cell phone then. He must have paged me because I remember running off the beach to go to this audition. But I in my brain, I filled it in,
Yeah.
Which is the way sweet memories work, I guess.
Daniela, you're making my dream come true, Charles. Eve says, what was your favorite Nintendo console, Charles?
Oh, that's a really good one. For me, well, the N64 was great. I had an orange one. That was really fun. And it was so revolutionary. My original, SNES was like, wow. And I love my Switch because it's like, you're kidding me, really? Just like everything. And I love the Wii too. The Wii was really super fun because it was like, get off the couch and do things. Yay! Just trying to get all that stuff. So they've all been lots of fun for me.
Yeah. I got a special place for the Wii. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just love the Wii back in, yeah.
It's an amazing thing, and I think this is Nintendo-centric, that the technology always comes because the creativity demands it. There was like, okay, we're going to play on this screen. Okay, we're going to move around. We're going to have a hero. Oh, we'll have a hero. Well, that means we need to do something. All right, let's side scroll then. Okay. Let's make it 3D because it's so much fun to run. Wow, look at that. Okay, let's get it off the couch and we're running around. Let's have a Game Boy so you can carry it with you wherever you go. It's always the let's make more fun. Let's make more joy. That creates the need for the technology. So, I'm just in awe after 35 years of this amazing step after step after step. I always think nothing better could come, and something always better, something better always comes. It's just amazing.
Charles, did you do the voice of Luigi for Super Mario 64?
Yes, I believe I did, but I'm not sure. I don't actually remember doing that. But I would imagine so. There was one other guy that they were trying to use, but they ended up not using him. And I think that later I recorded Luigi or something. I'd have to hear it, then I'd know for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Hey Charles, you were my childhood, and I remember dressing up with my brother as the Mario Bros. You are a
Oh,
legend.
bravo. Thank you so much. That's so kind of, I bet that was adorable. I always tell children, dress up as Mario and Luigi because you get great candy on Halloween, a very American thing. You guys celebrate Halloween? It's such and they go, oh, okay, we'll do that this time. And I'm like, yay, mission accomplished. We have another cute little kids going to run around. So adorable.
Craig has a good one here, and I want to know as well. Does Mario have a last name, Charles?
Yes.
He
Yes.
does.
Mario's last name is Mario. Mario, and Luigi Mario, and Mamma Mia Mario, and Papa Mario, and Grandmamma Mia Mario, and Grandpapa Mario, etc., etc. Yes, it's Mario.
There we go. Confirmation. I love it. Oh wow, Charles is the voice of my childhood. Says Train Go
Yippee!
Boom.
Thank you.
Can Charles speak French? Because I'm
Oui, je parle
French.
français. Ça, c'est une langue que je parle assez bien parce que j'ai vécu en France. I lived in France, and
Wow.
then I had French friends. So afterwards, who continued to correct me throughout my many flaws. So I speak Spanish and French. I lived in Spain under Francisco Franco. He was a dictator, a fascist, and so I do not speak Catalan, which is what I would be speaking, Catalan and Spanish, had it been legal, but it was illegal back in 1967 to 71 when I lived there.
Wow. You've been all over the globe. Where haven't you been? Let me ask you that.
I still haven't been to Croatia. I
Wow.
still haven't been to Russia. Um, I've been to Burma. I didn't go to Laos. I missed Laos, but I did Burma, Thailand, of course, Cambodia, Vietnam, North and South. But I missed Laos.
That's not
I've
many.
never
You
been to
have
Cook
only named
Islands.
like 5 countries. You've been to a
Well, I
lot
want
of
to go to
places.
Cook Islands. I want
Oh,
to go
yeah.
to Madagascar, and I want to go to
Yeah,
uh,
wow.
Tanzania and Tasmania, and not the Cook Islands, but there's a place that Australians love to go. That's an island that's kind of a holiday island.
Oh, okay. New Zealand? No. uh,
Kiwi. No, I'll think about it tonight at 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I got it. I'll give you a call. I got it. I got it. You say, go to bed. Click.
um, Charles, your favorite Mario game. Now, you've probably heard this 1,000 times, but favorite Mario game, Charles, if you had to pick one.
That's a great question, and it's always impossible to answer. For
I
me,
know.
Mario teaches typing was the cornerstone of everything, and the launch pad was Mario 64. I mean, I would always get to just a certain place, but when the GameCube came out and the memory wand, Sunshine to me was just the most delightful, amazing plot and game. I really loved the Galaxy series, and Super Mario Bros. Wii, that side-scrolling game, was just so fun and so silly. And then to me, 3D World was hilariously fun. And a lot of this is because the recording sessions were so fun. I went into that recording session after seeing the sort of like things, the ideas at E3, and I see these little kitty paws, and I'm like, meow, meow, and the notes from the directors are a little bit more strong, meow, meow, a little bit more strong, meow, meow. He said, and it's like, and I thought, oh, the heck with it, go with it. Meow. That's the one right there. And I'm like, okay, then, So from then on, it was like, wow, what silly fun. It was just terrific fun. When you get something, you go, oh, this is really amazing.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh boy, go get the stick.
Yeah, yeah. Dan, tell Charles that I thank him for shaping my favorite childhood character, and that I have plenty of respect for him. That's from Marcus.
Oh, thank you, Marcus. I'm just so happy that I could do it. I'm so blessed that I was given the opportunity, and lucky I didn't get fired for all the times I stepped too far over one edge or another. Just they always had that faith and trust in me and said, All right, come back. Let's play some more. Because I guess I just have so much fun in the sandbox. Oh, look, a new toy! Yippee!
You got to have fun. You got to have fun, don't you?
You gotta
What's
love it.
what's going on with the movie? Do you know much about the movie, Charles? Are
I know
you
absolutely nothing about the movie,
tell me you're
and
going to
that's
be
the
in
way
it?
it is until Nintendo says, puts it on Nintendo.com.
Tell me you're going to be in it, please. They
I
can't.
know nothing about the movie until
Uh,
Nintendo.com announces everything.
uh,
We're all swan. This is an amazing thing. I don't know if you have any young actors out there, but if you're a young actor and you get an audition or you get a job, be sure that that product is launched. Be sure that that product is announced. Because even if you don't file or sign a non-disclosure agreement, which I get often from a lot of the people that I work with, even if you don't get it, it can ruin your career if you post, wow, I just got a Disney audition. I'm so
oh yeah,
excited
yeah, yeah.
because this stuff is like top. This is like,
Secret.
like the president doesn't even get a suitcase with the nuclear codes in it. Nobody knows. Everything is code named and top secret. So do yourself and your career a favor. Mum's the word, keep it down to yourself until ask permission or find out when it's announced and go, okay, now can I do it? Yippee! I auditioned for this. Or whatever.
I'm not
But
trying
be
to get you in
sure.
trouble, Charles. I actually, I don't know much about the movie or like what's going on with it, so I thought I'd ask the man himself. But we'll
Me
we'll
neither. I know nothing.
we'll keep waiting. Hopefully something comes about. Dog Boy here says, could I please hear my username from the coolest guy on earth? Love you so much. His name's Dogboy76.
Super Dog Boy 76. You number one. Woohoo! See you in my games.
There's another day made. Antonio, Charles, your voice brings me back to my childhood playing Super
Oh,
Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. Thank you for the nostalgia moments. Appreciate it.
oh, thank you. How about Mario Kart Double Dash? Wasn't that? I mean, that
Oh,
to me was the greatest Mario Kart. I had so much fun. And when the babies win, yay! And when they lose, I almost forgot I do the babies too. Mamma mia, let's go, yippee! The babies too. Those are my other two just absolute loves.
oh, it's amazing. Chronix, please tell Charles he's really open-hearted person, really kind and funny as well. One of the best voice actors in the world. I remember playing Mario with my cousin too.
Thank you.
Isn't it funny?
Thank
There's
you,
so many
friend.
different stories from different people of different games growing up, or like they're all different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. And the way it touches you is different because this is another thing I just believe in the beauty of humanity. We are all the same because we all experience the same range of emotions. And sometimes Mario touches people who are just having a wonderful time. Sometimes he touches people that are having a very difficult time. And as a touchstone, a cornerstone is the way to get through something. I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, I was having the hardest time of my life. And I always knew that I'd turn to Mario game and there you'd be with joy and happiness and fun. And just hearing that, woohoo, helped make my day survivable. And I think, oh my goodness, that's the thing about life. You are always having so much more impact than you could possibly think that you could ever have. And you just never know it. There's the old Sanskrit wisdom that a grain of sand touching the surface of a lake, the wave extends outward all the way to the shore and beyond the shore, all through the universe. And it's really true. It's every time you do something in life, it's touching other people. And whether it's you're doing your destiny is I want to drive a garbage truck, yay! And you do that with joy and love in your heart. Everything you do gets touched by that joy. Everything you do gets touched by that love. We are so much more profoundly powerful than we realize. And I think the bottom line is we don't have the bandwidth to be able to understand how much we really, mean in the world, how much everybody means. Everybody means, that
I,
life is this beautiful gift.
I tell you what, man, you mean a lot to a lot of people in here. This is one of the most wholesome and positive chats that I've ever had. I've had over 60 guests on, and just
Oh,
every comment is positive and, you know, just thankful and grateful. So it's really amazing to see. I'll give you a couple more because I know you're a very busy man. You're being very gracious with your time. S. Mario UG says, Charles, you're amazing. What happened the first time you voiced Waluigi?
Oh, that was in Mario. I think Mario tennis or golf. I think it was tennis, and that was so delightful. I talk about a gift. I go, I always used to get a phone call. This before emails were really popular. Hey, we want you to come up and do a game. Yippee! Run around the house for a while. When? Oh, and they say, okay, yippee! Run around the house for a while. Thank goodness I didn't have a bouncing ball because that was me already. So I go up to Seattle. I think we recorded that in Seattle at Bad Animals studio up there. And I go in and there's this TV monitor and there's a picture of Waluigi. And I'm like, oh, that's really fun. Yeah, we want you to do a voice from, like Wario is the nemesis of Mario. This is Luigi's nemesis. And I'm thinking, okay, personality type. Because Luigi has a more fear base. So what's a sort of like an antithesis of fear base? Well, it's kind of like self-pity. The oh, poor me, nobody, so I can be mean because everyone hates, and I start doing that. And I start seeing these arms moving around, like, and so I started doing that. Oh yeah, we like that. Because Luigi made like this, and so I start doing that, and they're like, yeah, let's try that, so we start recording, and it's tough,
you really do have the best job in the world, man.
I have the best job in the world.
You really do.
And the people I work with at Nintendo, they sit there watching me through the booth and they go, yeah, that's great. Oh, I love that. That's great. What if he said this? I go, oh, say this. Okay. I do 50 versions of whatever they just said. And so I don't even know whose idea anything is. All I know is we're all having a great time. And then we eat sushi.
Is there any footage of you in the booth doing that? I'd love to see you, like, some footage.
I'm sure, I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
And I have no idea where.
You've never seen any? You've never seen any?
No.
No.
Wow. I'm this sort of actor. There's some actors that can put the, sit down and do everything looking at a sheet of paper. For me, I have to be standing there. I can't go, woohoo! I have to go, woohoo! I'm doing all the gestures if I'm seeing them on the screen or if I just, yeah! I'm just doing them because I feel like the energy comes out of the ground and through me, and that's how I do it. So it's full energy all the time.
Can you quickly tell me about working with David Fincher on the game?
Oh, that was hilarious. That's a great question. Well, I was really busy, and and they called me up for an audition, and the casting director said, because they said, what can you imagine yourself doing in this script? And I said, to be honest with you, I have no idea. I could play, the businessman that, in the cafe, I could do things, but I don't really see myself as being. He says, well, I think you look exactly like Michael Douglas, and I think you're perfect for his father. And I was like, huh? I had never thought about that in a million years. And so I'm doing this other video, and the director flies in town. Hey, why don't you come and meet the director? I said, I can't. I'm doing a video. I said, can I come at 6 o'clock? Then I'll be done with the video. They're like, you're asking the director to wait for you? I said, yeah, because I can't get there. But I'm not going to quit a video. I'm making $300 a day.
And this is David Fincher.
They'll wait for you. And so I go in the room with David Fincher, and I talk and chat, and that sort of thing. And then I think they wanted a second callback. And I did exactly the same thing because I was working another video. So I made him wait again. And he's like, okay, you got the job as the father. And we're going to open the movie. We're going to open the movie. The first shot is you jumping off the roof or, jumping out of the window. But I was really on the top of Filoli Mansion, all the way up at the top of Filoli Mansion. They drove, and he comes to me in my, the day before to do a rehearsal. And he's like, really appreciate you doing this. And, we have stuntmen for everything. And, we're happy to have the stuntman. I said, oh, no, I want to jump. He's like, you do? I said, yeah, sure, I'll jump. I'd love to jump. I want to jump. Of course, I didn't know where I was going. And we get there and they craned me up about 60 feet, 20 meters up in the air to the top of this roof. And, and they built a platform on one side, and it's going to be the first shot, first morning light is going to be down from there. The sun comes up over there, and it's going to be like on my face as I, step off the edge, I throw a cigarette and then I step off the edge and I get up there, and they've got this little bed for me to jump face into. And the stunt coordinator puts a harness around me and he says, make sure you don't fall. I said, well, I mean, I got this harness. What's the worst that'll happen? He said, oh, you'll break your arm, your leg, and your hip because your body weight will snap you in half. I'm like, great, and David Fincher's like, okay, so what I want you to do is kind of like, just throw your cigarette off and then just kind of step off, just kind of throw your cigarette off and then just step off, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And I throw the cigarette and I step off and I'm poof, face first in this mattress they have there, not all the way at the bottom, but just, I'm standing here, I go flat face like this, but it's about, 2 feet below the roof line. And I'm like, great. No problem. See you tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. So the next morning, I get the set at 3 a.m., have my little steak sandwich and they feed you so well.
Oh, I can imagine, man.
You wouldn't believe it. Oh my gosh, bacon and eggs in a tortilla with sausage and ham and oi. It was
they
so
look
great.
after you.
So I do that. I fill up on that. And then we get up to the top of the roof. The first morning light is coming, and they're doing it on a super zoom camera, so it's going in slow-mo. So it's going like about 1.5 or 2 times speed, and it's David Fincher uses a lot of silver nitrate in his film to give it that dark, deep, sinister look.
Okay.
When you see the streets of San Francisco, instead of these gay, happy little beautiful, they're like, So I'm up there, and everything's by radio. And action, throw my cigarette off, step off the edge, go back up, and I'm like, how was that? Did I bring the stick? Did I bring the ball? The camera jammed. First shot of the film, and the camera jammed. This multi-million-dollar feature film, with all kinds of stars and everything, and me, and it jammed. And I just stood up there on the roof. Well, try it again. Keep rehearsing while we wait. So I stepped off that thing 50 times, but the light was all wrong. David Fincher knew exactly what he wanted. As great directors do. And the light was wrong. So, they just sat there going like, what are we going to do? This ruins our whole schedule, because every minute of every day is scheduled.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And somebody, possibly David, came up with the idea of, well, here's what you do. Let's switch everything 180 degrees and we'll get it the last light of the day. So they did that. But meanwhile, I stayed on that set for 14 hours going, da, 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 da. I'll have a lobster, please. Oh, another steak, please. Sandwich? Well, I could try one of these. Oh, a little petit four. I was just
like 5 pounds heavier by the time the scene's ready.
Bigger than a whale. By then, I was breaking the platform every time I stepped into it. I'll tell you. But that was hilarious. And then I'm in the scene. In the scene where I'm on the ground dead, where the blood coming out of my ear.
Spoilers.
Yeah, David Fincher goes, yeah, I'm really sorry about this. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. And I'm like, why are you apologizing? I'm just sitting here like this. And he pours the fake blood into my ear hole.
Oh, okay. That's why he's sorry.
And I'm like, ah! Because you hear, because it goes in your ear. And then for the next 6 months, I would clean my ear out and there's more blood. I'm like, more blood. I'm like, I didn't know it. It must have gone all the way to my other ear.
Oh my goodness!
Through the big void in the middle, and filled it up or something. Because I had blood coming out of there for years.
Wow. So you watched that movie back. It was a pretty good movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Although there was something about it that I didn't. The part where he reveals the Swiss bank account numbers.
What?
I was with somebody who went, oh no. That character's too secure. He'd never, and I'm like,
it's not realistic.
Yeah, it wasn't realistic for them. I thought it was pretty good. I thought the whole film was pretty good. I thought, Michael Douglas was amazing. But I'll tell you what, I never thought I looked like Michael Douglas until they're shooting. I'm doing the film, and he walks out of a hotel room and walks down a corridor, and I went, I wasn't in that shot. And I went, oh my gosh, that was the only time in my life I looked like Michael Douglas.
Really?
Like I could conceivably be his father. So that
Yeah.
casting director somehow saw something that I didn't see, and David Fincher saw something that I didn't see, and people went, yeah, you look just like him. And I'm like, you're kidding me, but people say I look like my brother, and I can't see that at all either. So I really admire people that, have that talent, because I don't.
Christopher says, many years ago, I watched you talk to people all day at Nintendo World as the mocap CG Mario, and you're brilliant.
Oh,
What is your improv background, Charles?
yes. That was the beginning of my improv, was when I started doing, here's the thing. I've always been the class clown, even though I was the most shy person in the world. I was also in certain circumstances the class clown. So I always was playful and always doing things, always trying to make my mother laugh. And so that led from one thing to another. And before you know it, I'm doing this. But I was so shy when I first stood up to do my first monologue. My right leg was shaking like this, and I heard this voice inside, put your weight on your right leg. So I put my leg, and the left leg's on. They said, put your leg, weight evenly. I put them evenly, and then both were shaking like this. And I'm sure that people who are listening were, but at the end they went, yay, how come you're the only person that wasn't nervous? And I'm like, what? I was so terrified. So I just started gaining confidence in doing things and getting rid of my chronic shyness. I shook like this when I went on stage for the first time, pardon me, madam, but there is a serve on your balcony. And I'm like shaking like this. And the designer comes back and goes, you were fantastic. I don't know what it is, but you got it. You got it. And I'm like, did I live through it? I lived through it. Did I actually do this scene? Because I can't remember, because I was so terrified. But then you start getting more and more comfortable. And then you're able to leave a script behind. And so I had been, before I did Mario's voice, maybe 1,000 radio and TV commercials, 1,600 corporate videos and training films and things like that.
Oh, there you go.
People always laughed. So I just did it, and then when Mario came along, it's like, there is no script, start playing. Okie dokie, let's make up our own.
You were ready to go at that point.
Yeah, that's it. Jack Nicholson said that when he got his Oscar award for, that film that he did on the Crazy House, that he said it took me 20 years to make it overnight. And so that is life. Yeah. Life is long, and you're learning the whole way. But one thing I want to definitely tell you is, but the reason my comedy is never hurtful is because my very first acting class, which I was there against my own will, but the teacher was a friend of mine, said, well, we'll eat lunch every day. Yippee, I'm there, But this guy had a terrible stutter. And I asked him, I said, have you always had this stutter? And he said, no, on my 21st birthday, I went to Las Vegas with my friends. We had dinner and a show. And this comedian was a very acerbic comedian. And all of a sudden the lights come on my table, and it's like, hey, it's somebody's birthday here. Stand up, 21 years old. Oh, 21 years of misery for your parents. And everybody laughed. He said, look at that fat, pimply kid. Everybody laughed. He said, I bet your mother was sorry she had you. And every time that he would make a joke about me, I felt smaller and smaller. I could feel myself sweating. My body was, my friends were laughing. The audience was laughing. And I was so humiliated and woke up the next morning with a stutter. And I've had it ever since. And that, to me, as everything is a life lesson on the pathway, is like, never, ever hurt somebody with your comedy. Never direct it at, always back. And so those life choices have made things for me, they're really important, and always trying to be conscious and always trying to be aware of your impact. The first thing we have as an adult, I think, is an awareness that we have impact. Because before then, it was like, here, catch the ball, bang, 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 do whatever you want. But then you go, oh, okay, if I say this, that's going to lead to a feeling of that. So I'm not going to say that.
Mm-hmm. It's great advice, man. It's great advice to live by. Is there anything you want to say as we wrap up here to the fans that have tuned in and just over the years? Is there anything you want to quickly say?
Oh, yeah. From my heart, I say thank you so much. And I hope that you you live your dreams and follow your heart and find out what it is that you love, no matter what it is, of course, with harm to no one, but just do what you love to do. Be happy. Life is so short. I'm not, I'm quite tall. I'm,
You're
very
6'3".
tall.
You're up there with
I'm
me.
6'3", yeah, and almost as big around. So yeah, but life is such a beautiful gift, and I hope you have an eternal joy in unwrapping every bit of it. Find out what you love to do. Follow your heart. Make your own dream. Because I'll tell you what you find out, I think, is that you are the hero of your own video game. You're the hero of your own game, your own life, and be that hero, starting with love and compassion for yourself. Because until you're your own best friend, you can say, "Oh, I'm just trying to be happy," but until you're really your own best friend, you get in your own way. So start with loving yourself, caring for yourself, acting towards yourself the way you would to your best friend or to the love of your life. Treat yourself with respect, and that negative voice that we all have that, you're stupid, what's wrong with you? Tell it to shut up and make it shut up until your voice of love is the one that dominates, has dominion over your life. Because I think that's really important in our whole world. We have so much negativity in our world, and it doesn't belong here. So that's my personal message. And for Mario, I say, Mamma mia, thank you so much for playing my games. You guys, you number one. Ha ha.
Is there anything you want to plug, Charles? Any upcoming cons
Oh
or upcoming
gosh.
games, upcoming anything that you want to...
I mean, WarioWare is certainly, get it together is a really fabulous game that I'm really excited about. That just launched here in the United States yesterday, and that's thrilling. You can see YouTube videos, WarioWare, get it together. That's really fun. I think it's all over the place.
The golf game just came out a couple of
doing,
months ago, didn't it? What's the golf game called?
Oh yeah, the Mario Golf. Yeah, that's an exciting one too. Racing around and being fun and silly, and Animal Crossing sounds like, I'm not in Animal Crossing, but that's been a lot of fun through the pandemic. Things that you can play together and have joy with. So and also you can follow me on Instagram, Charles Martinet, it's a me, and Twitter, Charles Martinet. I am verified. I think I'm verified on both spaces, but follow me there. I'm going to be doing some Comic Cons. I'll be up in Boston for Fan Expo, and then in Portland, Oregon, Dallas, Texas,
Oh, nice.
Philadelphia, so Chicago, I believe. I'm not sure, but maybe where else? Well, I'll be other places, and would love to see you. I try to do little Instagram videos just to remember the joy, remember the fun, because all these great things are going to come back. I'm sorry it's taking so long, but life is going to come back to normal. And every reason we have to believe and know that life gets better and better and better. So I hope I see you. Gosh, I can't wait to come back to Australia.
Mate,
that will be a dream come true.
I can't wait to meet you when you finally come to Melbourne again.
Thank you. I'll be there. I love Melbourne.
Before I let you go, is there anything Mario can say to Dan before we wrap this up?
Super Dan, you number one. Woohoo! And thank you so much. See you in my games. Yahoo!
Thank you, Charles. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. I love Australia. Mwah.
Have a great day, mate. Take care.
You too. Cheers. Bye.